I think it's a really good idea because it's not pretending that it's sort of something like the orchestra. It's just it is another version, another sound world version of it. Having that and if you were just having it on the piano, it's too little. You know, there's not enough color really, but there's a lot of color from the percussion, of course. There you are.
Oh, there you are. Oh, lovely to see you again, David.
And you.
Are you in the Netherlands
yes.
now? Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful.
I'm in Enschede.
Where?
No, I'm in Enschede. Enschede.
Yeah.
Based here. Yeah. So you know where it is? It's far east of the Netherlands. It's right near the German border, actually.
Oh, I see. Oh no, I didn't know where it was, but I was going to Google it.
It's directly east of Amsterdam, more or less.
Oh, I see.
About 2 hours on the train.
Oh, okay.
Nothing's all that far in the Netherlands, of course. So, you know.
Yeah.
So how are you? You look well.
Oh, thank you. Yes, and you too. And you are busy with exciting things.
Yes. Yeah, we opened this this bohème on Saturday.
Oh, I see.
And then the next performance is tomorrow. The next performance is tomorrow. It opens here in the theatre in Enschede, and then it goes to lots of different theatres.
In the Netherlands.
In the Netherlands. So yeah. Hence,
okay.
there's the two companies basically now. There's the Nederlandse Opera Stichting and the Opera. Yeah.
Okay. So, and you're doing La Bohème then?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm doing it from the piano with percussion.
Yes. Oh, I see. Okay. But tell me, how do you do that?
Well, I play very loudly.
Oh, okay.
No, it's actually fine. I mean, I could give, occasionally they need something, but mostly they don't. Mostly they do it, you know, we've rehearsed it and they know, and I'm very consistent with what I do. And the percussion is, the percussion, this version has been done several times, but I thought when I listened to it, I thought there isn't enough percussion. You know, I mean, if you're going to have pitched percussion, and you have everything. It has everything, you know, all the drums, obviously, but also bells and glockenspiel and vibraphone and xylophone. So I thought, well, there isn't enough. You know, it sort of comes in every now and then, but so I've written a lot more for him to do. I've given him a lot more to do, and he's a brilliant, really brilliant percussionist called Niek Kleinjan, Little John.
Okay. Yeah.
He's really great. He's really marvelous, and he's a marvelous colleague. You know, so it's actually very good, and it's interesting. It's very short. I mean, because there are only 7 characters in it. It's obviously the four boys, and then Mimi and Musetta and Alcindoro. They cut the Benoit scene, and there are a lot of, and anything with chorus, you know, is major with chorus is cut, you know.
Oh, I see.
So,
okay.
Yeah. Well, obviously, because there's no chorus.
Yeah.
And they make a very big cut in Act 4 as well. So they cut the Benoit scene in Act 1, and they cut the whole sort of you know, hijinks with the boys scene in Act 4. So it goes straight from the duet of Marcello and Rodolfo to Mimi's entrance at the end. Yeah. So it's doable without, it's done without an interval. It takes about 75 minutes, something like that.
Oh, I see. And is it specifically written, or is it arranged? I'd say arranged for this way to make it short and to take it on.
Yeah.
That way.
Yeah. And it's long enough with a piano.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because you have to play the whole time.
I have to play all the time. Yeah.
So, and in between, do you do gestures or something, or do you just, this is done by
very few. Okay. You're playing. There's an awful lot of notes.
Yeah.
You know.
And that's
and obviously I work, I do a lot of coordination with the percussionist, obviously. But he's right next to me. But we're on the stage as well. And then so the singers can see very easily if they need me to nod or give a something. But not very much, really, honestly.
Okay,
it's mainly the way you play it.
Oh, I see. I find it now very interesting. The percussion with it, because of the sound that it makes. It's then completely different than having the orchestra. And what was the idea of having this like this with the percussion?
Well, I think to make it completely different. In other words, I think it's really good. I think it's a really good idea because it's not pretending that it's sort of something like the orchestra. It is another version, another sound world version of it. Having that and if you were just having it on the piano, it's too little. There's not enough color really, but there's a lot of color from the percussion, of course. And you sort of underpin things with timpani rolls and stuff like that. And there's lots of things you can do. And I like it. I think it's a good idea to make something completely different from doing it with orchestra, and not pretend it is a version of it, which is made for percussion, piano and percussion.
Yeah.
And I like it now. I think it's good. I think we've improved it, although I say so myself. By having particularly more pitched percussion in it. There are certain motifs that he always plays pretty well, and so on. And he's very musical and sensitive, so it sounds good. It's good. What was interesting for me, of course, is that I knew it as a repetiteur, decades ago, but the way you play it as a repetiteur is not the same as you need to play if you're doing a performance of it.
Really?
That's more indicative. It's about showing what the orchestra is like rather than making something which is satisfactory in itself, on a piano. So it's the way of playing it's different. And also, if you're playing things and it's such a long time ago, I played it as a repetiteur. I've conducted the opera a lot, and recorded it actually too. But it's very different. It's very to play. You take all sorts of shortcuts when you're a repetiteur of you don't bother to work out fingerings and things like that, so it really goes smoothly or whatever. But I had to re-finger the whole opera, so that was actually properly fingered, so that my fingering was good and would actually make it sound good, and the chording that I used sounded good, because sometimes in the vocal scores it's not very good, it just doesn't sound good. So you change the spacing quite a lot and all that sort of thing as well. So it's been a very interesting process, actually.
But David, if you say you played it a long time ago, and then now it's more, of course, more intense for you to play this, how long did you have to prepare to do this then? Because it's not like it's just a 3-minute piece.
No. Well, I worked on it when I got here. I worked on it before and worked out what to do. And then when I worked with the percussionist, that's when I really sorted it out,
Yeah.
Well, because, I kept thinking, well, you could do this here and you can do this there. We just did it. We actually worked on it very constructively up until the dress rehearsal.
Really?
We were still putting extra things in the dress rehearsal, but that's fine because there's only the two of us. We can sort things out very easily. It required practice, absolutely. Yeah, it required practicing as if I were learning a piece,
Yeah.
A piano piece. The other thing was, it's a weird thing, but you just think, oh, I must remember not to play that because he's playing it. Certain melodies which you're used to playing. No, I'm not. I don't play that.
Oh, okay.
You have to sort of stop yourself, hit your hand and not play it. But I've got used to that now. I've got used to not playing the bits that he plays, because there's no point in doubling it.
Yeah.
There's no point in that, because you lose the color of the special color that the percussion's bringing to it if you double it on the piano. You know, obviously.
Did you have this freedom to do that, to bring in all the other sounds as well? Did they give you that freedom to do that?
Yeah, of course.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I know
amazing.
the arranger, the original
Yeah.
arranger. Well, I think he based it on another arrangement, but I know him. He's actually played for rehearsals for me here, and he said, "Oh, do whatever you like with it, so it's fine."
Really? Oh, but that
Yeah,
must
well,
have been nice.
it's not such. I mean, it's been changed so much. They've done it in other ways as well. They've done it with violin and cello, and percussion and piano, and they've done it with clarinet and cello and piano and no percussion. You know, they've done this production with various versions.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It's been around for quite a long time. I'm not quite sure how long, 10 years or something, I think. And so it's had many manifestations, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now for a percussionist, is this also a lovely experience or a lovely opportunity? Because when they are when he is now with you now, of course, the only musician, and usually the percussionists, you find that they have limited things that they do in the orchestra.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think he loves doing it.
Really?
He's done it. He's always done it when they've done it with percussion. This guy who's doing it.
Yeah.
So he knows it very well, and he knows the opera absolutely inside out, which is really important. Yeah. And that makes it an enormous difference because, you know, he's responding as I do to what goes on, you know. Yeah. But it's wonderful for him, I think. And he's very pleased he's got more to do, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So it's very good. No, I like it very much, and I think it's been very well received. Apparently, there's a rave review somewhere.
Really? Oh, that's
in
great.
Dutch. It's in Dutch. So
okay.
I have to spend a bit of time reading it.
Well, I speak Afrikaans, so you can forward that to me.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So you do. I'll find it and forward it to you, because I mean, Afrikaans is a dialect of Dutch, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. Afrikaans comes. I mean, I can understand and I can actually read and understand Dutch. Yeah. Now, how do you find it there with well, everybody probably speaks English as well, but yeah.
Well, I can speak a few words, you know.
Oh, can you?
I can sort of understand what people are saying if they don't say it too fast. But I can't really reply in Dutch. But I mean, if you do say anything in Dutch, you normally, for a foreigner, you get replied to in English or German, actually.
Yeah.
Well, here, quite a lot of people speak German here because a lot of people come in from Germany.
Oh, of course.
You know, nearby Germany, because it's the biggest city, you know, for quite a way into Germany. Yeah. So a lot of people come from Germany to shop here.
Oh, I see. So
So then they speak German. In fact, I've had to help people in the street in German. They just, because my German is good, and they speak to me in German. And one lady couldn't operate the coin thing in the car park. She didn't know how to do it. And she asked me if I could help her in German. And I said, so I did. And then somebody else asked me the way to the center of the city in German.
Oh, I see. I didn't know you speak German.
Yeah, I can speak German, yeah. Well, I've worked there so much, you know, and I have to really.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
It was better to. You don't have to, actually, but it is better to be able to speak German, definitely. Especially with the orchestras, I think it's better. Orchestras and choruses, you know. And with soloists, I mean, not particularly, they tend to be quite international in the bigger houses, and most rehearsals are done in English, in fact. Most production rehearsals and so on are done in English. But, with orchestras and choruses and things, you really need, it's much better if you speak German to them. They like it better.
Yeah.
It's only polite.
Yeah. I do find it's here in Austria as well, if you speak German, then even just the normal, you know, going to the bakery, it's
exactly.
It's so much nicer when you can speak it.
Yeah.
David, Yeah. So how long are you now in the Netherlands, you say?
Until middle of November.
Oh, so it's
Quite
quite
a
a
long
time.
tour.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, but
yeah,
that's great. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
But David, what do you do on your free time there in the Netherlands? What do you
I'm
do you travel
actually, well, I'm
around?
writing. I told you I was writing, didn't I,
Yeah.
last time? Well, I'm
Yeah.
still writing.
Oh, okay.
I'm still writing. I'm on my third novel now.
Yeah.
So I'm still looking for a publisher. And, you know, I'm not going to give up. I'm sure
Yeah.
I'll find someone eventually. But yeah,
Well, I
so
want
that's
to
what I'm
read
doing.
those novels when you publish them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes,
You have
of
to let me
course.
know. Yeah. David, this was now so lovely to catch up with you again and talk
That's
to you
lovely.
again.
Yeah, lovely to
Yeah.
see you too.
Yeah,
So,
and it's
I,
I think this production is so interesting. I would have loved to see that. I've never
yeah,
seen
yeah.
anything like that with the piano and percussion.
No, it is interesting. It is interesting, and I
Yeah,
was apprehensive about it, but I'm enjoying doing it now. I must say,
really.
I'm really
Okay.
enjoying it. Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah.
really good, and the cast is marvelous. That helps. You know, it's a really,
Yeah.
really marvelous cast.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
So yeah, it makes an enormous difference, doesn't it?
Yeah. But
Yeah,
you have to come to Vienna and
yeah, I
do
do.
something here.
I know. You have to
That would be
organize
good.
it for me, Petra.
Yeah. Let's
We'll
send
see
out
what
good,
happens.
let's send out good vibes from here. Well, a few
Yeah.
people who have made wishes on my interviews, those wishes have come true. So I
All right.
never say never. Never say never. I
No,
might see you
exactly.
in Vienna. Yeah.
Yes,
We'll have
yes. I wish to be in Vienna.
yeah, that's it, David. You said it.
Yes, exactly. Very good.
Okay. Well, have a lovely time and all the best with the performances. Do you also say I must get my lingo right now. So do you also say toy 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 there?
Yes, yes,
You do.
yes.
Okay. Yeah.
It's absolutely universal, really, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, is it? Do you say that in English in England as well?
Yes, absolutely, yes.
Oh,
Yes.
really? Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
David.
Lovely to see you. Speak
Lovely
soon.
to
Take
see you
care.
too. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.